Welcome to Book Talk for Book Talk with Jack and Amy, a literary podcast where we deep dive into the writings of your favorite novels. During this season of Aquarius, I forgot we called it that. We're geniuses. We are hosting a book club while we prepare our literary analysis of Sarah J. Maas's A Court of Silver Flames. This is Jack.
And I'm Amy. And each week we'll discuss one book from our New Year book club roster, or our season of Aquarius book club roster. By using our literary background, we'll provide our flash analysis of each book as well as discuss listener thoughts.
This week we're discussing An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I was just so proud of saying her name correctly.
I'm really proud of you too. I'm really proud. The views expressed by the hosts are entirely their own and in no way represent the thoughts or intentions of the original author. This podcast is a discussion shared to spark thought and conversation on the characters and themes of this novel. The interpretations presented in this podcast are just a few of many possibilities. Listeners are encouraged to read along and share their own analysis of the text.
Though the hosts speak mostly within the constraints of this book, series spoilers may be discussed with or without warning. Explicit language as well as themes of sex, violence, abuse, depression, self-harm, and death will recur throughout this podcast. Listener discretion is advised. If you're enjoying the podcast, check out our Patreon for more exclusive content. You can find us at patreon.com/booktalkforbooktalk. Do you feel a weird energy, or is that me? Did I end up too revved up today and now I'm just in this weird adrenaline high?
I have weird energy today.
You know what, guys? By the time you're listening to this, it's the age of Aquarius. When we're recording this, we are still in Scorpio season.
Yeah, very Scorpio.
And it's about to be a new moon. I don't know what's about to happen in the future. Who knows when this comes out and people will be like, oh, remember back in November when we were still doing blah, blah, blah before the aliens took over? So, ready?
Yes.
Hands up. You're supposed
Tits
to say
up.
Tits up. Okay, thank you.
Antissa.
Patient.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right.
Don't rush me.
This ain't it. This isn't the time to be rushed. Okay. Listeners kept asking for this. I completely understand. Thank you.
That's 2 words.
No,
Thanks.
understands 1 word. To
well,
understand.
okay, whatever. Somewhere I messed up. Okay. Way ahead. Now I'm doing syllables. Damn it. I'm the problem. Way ahead of its time. Fantastic story. I can't say the last.
That's it.
No, there's more I want to say, but I only have 3 words.
Speak cavemen.
More time needed because I want to finish the series.
We read this a little while ago, so we had to do a quick refresher on this.
I did start the second book and had to stop halfway through.
We have too much stuff.
We have too much stuff going on.
Wait, you said this is ahead of its time. When was this published?
2015.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love how we're saying that. I mean, it is a decade.
It is a decade old.
Oh my God. Good for her. This is good.
Yeah. And it's a New York Times bestseller for a reason.
It's romantasy without knowing it's romantasy. It's fantasy. But with this is the beginning of romantasy, right? Where it's just a fantasy book that has romantic elements. Hence the genre was born. And I can understand this. And I'm going to have to read the other books again once we have time. I'm excited to find whatever overpriced special edition is of this book.
Ooh, I haven't even thought about that yet.
Fairy loot, here I come. I know.
There are 4 books in the series, by the way.
Oh no, I don't have time.
I know. That's why I was so bummed. I couldn't finish.
Literally, Amy and I are booked until April, mid-April.
Yeah.
We might
Yeah.
have to do a book club season, and it's just us reading all the sequels that we weren't able to read.
Normally, I do fit in all the sequels. This is the first time I have not fit in the sequels.
It's because you're trying to finish your book.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what happens when you write.
All right, let's talk about themes or writing. Actually, I want to talk about something about the writing structure right off the bat. And that is Tahir threw us right in the middle of this. There is not a second of wasted time. She really said, hey, we're going to start right at not the climax, but at the inciting incident. And we're not giving you a minute to be prepared. We are just as thrown off and confused as our FMC.
And quite frankly, our MMC, because he has plans too. And he has to change those plans real fast.
I know. We didn't even get a minute of peace with him. It was chaos. I mean, the second we start with Elias's point of view, they've caught an escapee. And I thought we were going to come back to this, right? Like I thought it was going to be some kind of full circle. No, it's just like you were in the middle of the action. Elias was about to run off. Someone escaped. Someone got captured. Someone got killed. And it was just not, there isn't a second of wasted time in Sabaah's book and in her writing style.
Yeah. What I love about the way that she starts this book is the immediate empathy that you have for Laya and Elias, because they're just really in shit situations.
Yeah, I mean, Laya is like everyone she loves dies, and she's getting, I mean, we meet her and her grandparents get killed. Her brother is captured. She's almost raped, and she starts running. And that's like within the first 3 pages. It was just an immediate like get-go. It did take me a second to kind of mentally adjust to be prepared for it, because I do think that is a little jarring. Not a bad thing. I hope you can hear my joy and liking of this, but it was one of those moments where I kind of had to be like, okay, oh, we're in it. We are in this. You do not get the luxury to step into this world. You are hitting the floor running.
Right. Which I think I appreciate because of the way it reflects the circumstances both characters find themselves in, right? Elias is a mask. He has grown up for the last 14 years or something crazy like that in a military camp. So that makes sense. And then Laya is part of an enslaved people. She's free, but they are treated like trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I really, really love this book, and I really love these characters.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit more about Laya's journey. So her family is torn apart, right? She goes running for help. She runs into the resistance, and immediately off the bat, we can tell that she's about to be manipulated and used as much as anyone else has out in this world. And I love that even though she's like, Laya doesn't have complete faith in them, but at the same time, like we as a reader know that there is something shady with them. We know that they have, the fact that they're even saying, oh, by the way, we're going to send you to this war camp. You're going to be mutilated and raped. And let's just you should expect that.
Yeah. Yeah.
My God, they are enslaving her just as much as those in power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which, honestly, because we find out by the end of the book that the commandant had an inside person, should have been a clue, right? That there's something corrupt with this resistance because of what they're willing to do to an innocent person asking for help.
Yeah. An innocent person asking for help that if she didn't have the heritage that she did, they wouldn't have even taken her seriously. And the thing is, they didn't take her seriously, right? Like they just kind of threw her in there, not expecting a damn thing.
Yeah. I mean, just send her away. Don't be cruel.
That is the worst part, right? Is rather than just saying straight up, no, we are not going to help you. They had her waste her time in a place where she was going to be expected to be mutilated, raped, and likely murdered. That was their go. They're like, you know what? We're going to give her a break. We're going to let her think we're helping her. by sending her into that shit show like that.
Yeah. Which in a lot of ways does mirror where Elias is coming from, right? Because Elias has grown up questioning the system in which he's been raised and educated. Laya is facing a situation where she should be doing the same, but instead she gives them her blind faith.
I feel like that makes this resistance of the scholars worse than those in charge, because those in charge aren't pretending to be anything better, right? Like they're coming in and saying, "Hey, scholars, we're enslaving you. You guys suck. We're taking over." The scholars' resistance did not need to do this. They did not need to set her up for failure, and not just failure, but like the most painful disaster falling down of failure. Anyone who's sending a woman off to be mutilated, murdered, and likely raped is special place in hell. Special place in hell for them.
What I admire about Sabaa is that not only did she put Laya in this situation through her writing, she saw it through.
Yeah.
Like, Laya gets beaten.
Yeah.
Badly, and she gets mutilated badly. And I admire how Sabaa did not hold back, because she could have. She could have chosen to.
But she couldn't, because thank goodness Laya was not raped. We did not see that. She was not assaulted that way. But because of that, Sabaa couldn't have this go any lighter, right, with her treatment. So that, I mean, the first time that Laya was whipped and absolutely destroyed, it was hard to see. And yeah, like black eyes, bruises along her neck, the threat of branded, yeah, the threat of everything is held right above her head. I mean, the only reason why she's not mutilated is because you're lucky that the man that I want making my blade is what she thinks raping her.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sabaa doesn't hold back with that. It's like she sees like, okay, well, if I'm not going to do this one horrible thing to her, I'm going to have her go through all this other shit. And it's not a fade to black either, which I respect also.
I do. And to your point earlier, like Sabaa couldn't hold back. Otherwise, her world building loses credibility. And quite frankly, we just don't fear Marcus the way that we should. But yeah, I really, going back to the original point that we started with, both of these characters find themselves in a society that no matter which faction you're part of, which class or race you're part of, everybody kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And how do you survive that?
How do you survive that? And then as a reader, you have to ask yourself, how does a society and a world even come from this? How am I supposed to expect a better world, a better time, when I am just seeing shit everywhere? It sucks here, it sucks there. I mean, that's why we get the little glimpse of the festival and the dancing and stuff where you see some good there. But it is so unbelievably hopeless all around. Like, I don't have warm, fuzzy feelings here.
I don't know.
That's why I love it.
That's why I love it, though. And I think what I appreciate, so you mentioned the festival scene, what I really appreciate about the way that Sabaa used that is that it teaches, or it shows you that in this world, joy comes from the little moments, which I think is kind of a lesson for life in general, that being present and holding those little moments close are what get us through life. Because Laya keeps going back to the Elias that I danced with, the Elias that I met at the festival, right? She keeps holding on to that.
Girl, we all do. And that's the first thing you got to let go of. You know what? You can't hold back. You can't hold on to these little love crumbs of who they were. You know, a beautiful story. We gotta break away from. This is what we learned in our 20s. That's fine.
It gets better. I mean,
we can't look back with rose tinted glasses.
They have more opportunities in book 2.
I mean, talk about a badass ending, though. I mean, like the character development of Laya, the character development of every single one of these characters. I mean, talk about a feat within itself. And you have Laya, who goes in, who is extremely naive, who is absolutely manipulated, who is going through hell. And then at the very end of the book, she's someone who's like, I am going to blackmail and kidnap you. And that's her journey, right? And then you have Elias, who I can't wait till we dive more into him, but like his own like internal struggles with morality. And I believe the choice that he makes at the end, that 360. The hardest one that I felt like she just, Sabaa, you genius, freaking nailed was Helena. Helene. That was nowhere near. Helene, her character kept me on my freaking toes.
Yep.
I did not know where to stand with her, even to the end.
Yep. A reason to keep reading the series. We get Helene's perspective in book 2.
Oh, Sabaa.
Yeah, I know. It's so good. Helene is she's so simple and yet complex all at the same time. And what makes her complex is, yes, she's this character who believes everything she's ever been told and is loyal. I think her family's motto is loyal till the end, and she embodies that. And the complexity is, what do you do when you're in love with something that represents the exact opposite of what you believe, of what you've been raised to do or told?
This show is sponsored by Liquid IV. All right, what am I doing right now? What is this?
You are opening your Liquid IV packet.
It's my last Liquid IV packet. I need to buy more. I love my Liquid IV. I go through these daily. That is because Liquid IV helps me stay hydrated.
They have 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink, plus 8 vitamins and nutrients, all in a single stick.
1 stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water is more hydrating than water alone. Plus, it's tasty. And you get 100% of daily value of 4 essential B vitamins.
I am obsessed with Liquid IV's hydration multiplier because it's a science-backed formula that contains an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients. And I know I'm not getting enough nutrients, and Liquid IV makes the difference.
Plus, they're non-GMO, free from gluten, dairy, and soy, and no artificial colors or sweeteners. I'm starting to care more about the artificial colors, and they're everywhere.
They sure are.
Not in Liquid IV.
What's even better, you have so many flavors to choose from strawberry and lemon lime to passion fruit, tropical punch, and more.
Rehydrate with better hydration from Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with code BookTok at checkout.
That's 20% off your first order with code BookTalk, BookTalk, at liquidiv.com.
I had to face some serious health realizations last year. I knew I had to lose weight. And after spending 4 months with a nutritionist and only losing a single pound, I knew I needed the help. And that's why I started taking a GLP-1.
There's so many different services that help you get access to GLP-1s. Honestly, the easiest one I've used so far is Brillo.
It's already hard enough having to focus on getting your protein, making sure you work out enough. The last thing I need to stress about is getting my GLP-1, and Brillo makes the whole experience way easier.
Brillo also offers provider guidance the whole way through your journey, which guarantees that you're going to have the support you need throughout the whole process. They even give you access to a private online community so that you can talk to others who are going through the same experience, who can support you and keep you accountable.
I really appreciate that Brillo is so upfront with their pricing, and the fact that their GLP-1 plans start as low as $133 per month with a 3-month commitment. I really wish I knew that when I started this journey.
I would have saved so much money if I had just started with Brillo. Go to BrilloHealth.com today to see if you qualify. Use the promo code BookTalk at checkout to get your first 3 months for $133 per month. That's BrilloHealth.com, promo code BookTalk, BookTalk.
All patients must meet with a healthcare provider prior to any medication being prescribed or dispensed. Any medications ultimately dispensed to a patient will be done pursuant to a valid prescription from a healthcare provider. Compounded drug products are not FDA approved. FDA does not evaluate compounded products for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Compounded medications are not reviewed or verified by the FDA for safety, effectiveness, or quality, and are not FDA approved. Not available in all 50 states. Helene, when we meet her, we like her. right? She's the only mask who is at this female mask who's at this war camp. She says sympathetic things towards the scholars, right? To the point where even Elias is like, "Oh, are we allowed to say this? Are we allowed to be empathetic?" So you have this idea that like she's this empathetic woman who has faced her own adversities and has come to this point and is loyal to Elias. And then the second she's threatened by another woman, not just another woman, but a scholar at that.
A slave. A slave
slave.
scholar.
Yeah.
And the second what she wants is threatened, right? Because at the end of the day, she actually doesn't care about what Elias wants. She wants what she wants.
And yes, because Elias works when he wants when she thinks he wants the things that she wants him to want. That was confusing, but like being her, right? When she thinks that he's into her, when she thinks that he is, working his ass off to become the next emperor, yeah, she's great. But the second that he deviates from that plan, she's ruthless.
Yeah.
She's cutthroat.
Yeah. I don't blame her.
I don't blame her either. Also, Elias jerked her around. Elias
did jerk her around. It was so interesting. It's what I really enjoyed also about this book, and this is how much attraction there still was between Elias and Helene, as well as Laia and Keenan.
Yeah,
but we also know Elias and Laia are attracted to each other, and it's like, I actually don't know what I want right now.
I don't, but I know I want all four of them in it together. A quadple, not a thruple, but a quadpole.
Quadpole.
Aquatics. I want aquatics here. Yeah, it's none of it's answered. Like, I don't know where anyone stands. And even when we find out that like Helene is still loyal to Elias, and she ends up having to be loyal to Marcus at the end, but which tears her apart, but it was always for Elias. And how can we condemn someone when she just wants Elias to be emperor? And well, we can easily condemn her because she hates slaves, and she is this, talk about even like the racial, not even undertones, overtones of everything going on. Like the fact that Elias is so into her and kept talking about how fair she was and how blonde her hair is. And, that's noting that often, there are a lot of internal racial biases that Elias is going through.
Which is so interesting because his mother is also fair and blonde.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But he is dark-haired, dark-eyed like Laia. So, and the dark-haired, golden-skinned folks are the ones enslaved. So it's a very, very clearly, and it is, it's tribes against tribes. It's regions against regions, right? There's a lot of different ways you can slice and dice the racial overtures of this.
I note it because I am Chilean. I am a Latina woman. I am also very, very white passing. I am extremely fair. My hair be bleached now, but when I was younger, it was naturally blonde. And my fairness was commented on very often growing up, especially by family members who would be visiting from Chile. Even now when I go down to Chile, that's what they comment, is how white, how fair, how blonde I am. And I definitely notice it so when I see things like this, when Elias is like, her hair is just so blonde and it's just so pretty, I'm always like, oh, please don't let this be a thing. But now that you pointed out that the Commandant also has hair like that, oh, the mommy issues.
Yeah.
The mommy issues.
The mommy issues. And there is no redeeming the Commandant.
Give me an evil female character and I am eating this shit up. It is I mean, we don't have a reason as to why she sucks. Like, she just sucks.
Right. We don't particularly know. So we know she's in league with the Nightbringer.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And you know what? I don't need to know anymore. I'm good with this. I am fine with hating her as is. She is one of the most perfect villains that I feel like I've encountered in a book in a really long time.
Remind me, did we get the story of how she
gave up Elias?
Yeah, and didn't like how she birthed him and then left him with his family. Okay, just making sure. Yeah, because you have that one moment of empathy, but that is the only moment, and it is 20 years old.
There's a lot of layers. My brain is doing a lot of things right now, and I am coming from this from a point of view that I love this book. The literary analysis part of me, if I was still in college and if I wanted to be like a little dick about things, I would have made a commentary about how the Commandant is a villain because she's a failed mother. And because this is a character that didn't want motherhood is then condemned and vilified.
I am so glad you said that because that's exactly what I was thinking, because I just recorded a video for my Mother Curse article on the Subtext Society Journal. And it's another example of how in fantasy, mothers are either perfect, dead, or evil.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Commandant is just evil. She's a great evil. I love how evil she is. I think it's necessary for this book, but there is no nuance.
But part of her rejecting of her villain origin story is her rejecting motherhood. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, that's the thing that is, obviously she's evil, guys. I'm not saying that like she rejected motherhood and therefore became evil, but I just have this idea about women being condemned for rejecting motherhood. And I'm going to do a little side story quest here. There was something that I saw on the news recently of a woman who left her twins at a fire station with a note saying like, I can't do this. And she was arrested for abandonment of children because they were because I think you only have, I can't remember how many days you have. They were a couple months old, but then the online converse and everyone was like, how could a mother do that? But then people are like, but the fathers do that all the time. The father gets to do that constantly. Yeah. So you're like, why? Yes, I'm not defending this woman's actions. I'm having a larger conversation. And that is, she didn't abandon the children to starve, to be in pain. She left them in a place that she considered to be safe and in theory would be safe. Why is it that she then gets to be arrested, but the father of those twins was not arrested when he decided to leave?
Yep.
And that's what makes me think of the Commandant, right? Is she chose to leave Elias, and we as readers condemn her for it and judge her for it. We should be judging her with the, the torture and mutilation. That's entirely it. But the fact that we're setting her up for, she's a horrible person. She's a horrible woman. She left her child.
And then when she only regretted it because she didn't kill him.
Yeah, which is, again, great. I'm not defending her, but it's just these conversations that like the literary analysis side of it comes out. And I'm not saying that this is wrong or right. And I would even say that maybe this is Sabaah's commentary of us judging women and mothers too much. I would love to see the progression of the story and seeing if she has a counterbalance to motherhood, right? And what's the commentary there? I don't think it's one of those points that stands out so much so to me that I don't feel like it's not done without purpose. It's not just a matter of, oh, she's an evil woman who abandoned her child.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think that's going to, I don't know, but I suspect it might be mirrored in Laya's own mother, right? Because Cook has such a negative reaction to who her parents were. And her mother is viewed as the lioness and ruthless. I'm confident there's going to be parallels. But it's a 4-book series and you can't uncover all of it in book 1.
You got a dead mom. You got an evil mom. You potentially have a dead evil mom,
Yeah. Yeah. Who knows?
So many options of mothers in this book. What do you think about Elias?
Elias, reminds me of Daddy Aladdin in Aladdin and the King of Thieves.
Can't with you.
So if you don't know what I'm talking about Aladdin's dad in the third Disney movie of Aladdin called Aladdin and the King of Thieves. Best Aladdin movie by far. And Daddy Aladdin is so hot. And Elias reminds me of him.
I'm just shocked because, there's only Amy as a bi woman. Really, it's only 3% of men. And that is Snape, what's his face, Adam Driver, and, maybe I'll throw in some other.
Draco
Malfoy. The thing is, none of them are particularly masculine looking. So this one was like, I mean, the horniness Amy had for this cartoon character. You're not wrong. I'm just shocked.
Shocked we might actually have similar tastes in men.
That is the one time. Funny enough, he's too fatherly for me.
That's so funny. I do not have sounds terrible. I've always been into older men. I have so many issues, guys. This is why I'm with a woman.
It's funny because you have neither been with a man or someone older.
It's true. It's true.
And I have
done both.
Unfortunately, here's the thing. They have lower back pain, and that is one of the biggest.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, back to Elias, who reminds you of Daddy Addy. Why?
I imagine him to be this kind of, to have Arabic Middle Eastern features because he's black hair, dark eyed. They're in basically a desert.
You're describing half my exes right now. So yeah, you're right.
I'm just
Elias
saying.
is actually hold on. Maybe inspired by Middle Eastern men. Someone who likes to jerk around their women and mislead them, but plays the emotional side. Is Elias every single one of my ex-boyfriends?
Maybe.
Age him up by 10 years more than me. And, all right. No wonder I was drawn to him. I was like, do you want to lead me on, Elias? You and so many.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And can't wait for that to be a social clip.
Yeah. What I like about Elias is that he's not a ruthless character who's then redeemed. He is a pacifist who is then redeemed. And to me, that's almost more powerful than someone who goes from true 100% bad to 100% good. Because when you're a pacifist, you could go either way. And I think there's a temptation pulling you in either direction.
I want to make sure we're aligned, and we're all aligned, not just you and me. Pacifist. Someone who doesn't want to engage.
Yeah.
Right. I do not like pacifists. They are the equivalent, like when I'm dating guys and I'm like, oh, are you liberal? I'm apolitical. No, you don't get to be. You don't get to be a pacifist in this environment. Just like, like someone who's like, I'm apolitical. Like, you don't get to be apolitical in this environment. It's the same way that here in this world, you don't get to be a pacifist in this world where you have violence constantly happening. You're either going to be a part of the violence or you're going to try to stop the violence. There's no in the middle here, because choosing to be in the middle is still condemning you. And Elias constantly struggles with this idea of what is it to be good? And I love it because I struggle with it a lot. I used to struggle with it a lot more when I was younger. And then I've just kind of accepted a certain level of maybe I'm just not a nice person. No.
You're nice.
To
some people.
Uh-huh. Yeah. But this idea of morality, I very much enjoy it. I do think this is something that we as humanity, we as people should be struggling with on what are we doing to help others around us.
Yeah. And do you have an obligation if you're not of those people, if you're not born into them, if you don't, whether or not you look like them, like valuing.
If you're benefiting. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's totally true. If you're benefiting, do you still have a moral obligation? And what Elias eventually comes to understand is that a human life is a human life, but that's not what everybody else understands.
This is making me think of the idea of like Elias is benefiting. He sees what's wrong. He sees that it's horrible. Slaves, you shouldn't treat them that way. Slaves are bad. Having slaves are bad. He's benefiting from it. He's not doing anything. And it reminds me of...
This is the part of the story where the Fae magic pauses for capitalism. I firmly believe in new year, new me, and that requires a wardrobe change.
It's actually cold in California. I am so excited because Quince has all of our staples covered. From soft Mongolian cashmere sweaters that feel like designer pieces without the markup, to 100% silk tops and skirts for easy dressing up, to perfectly cut denims for everyday wear.
I purposefully gave my partner my wool coat so I can get a Quince Italian wool coat because they are gorgeous. They're beautifully tailored, they're soft to the touch, and they're built to last years, not just one season.
That's because the quality shows in every detail. You can seriously tell with the stitch, with the fit, with the fabric. Every piece is thoughtfully designed.
Like everything from Quince, each piece is made with premium materials in ethical, trusted factories, which I love. Each piece is priced far below the cost of other luxury brands.
Refresh your wardrobe with Quince. Don't wait. Go to quince.com/booktalk for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada.
That's QUINCE.com/booktalk, BOOKTALK, to get free shipping and 365 days returns. One of the things that was really hard to learn about banking as a young 20-something was how to avoid overdraft fees and building enough credit to actually have a credit card. There are so many ways Chime is making banking stress-free. They don't charge you fees for banking with them, and they provide you overdraft coverage. And on top of that, you can build credit without the worry about a regular credit card.
There's a reason why Chime is rated 5 stars by USA Today for customer service, because they offer real humans 24/7. I can't tell you the amount of times I have called my bank crying because I cannot stop talking to the robot who cannot help me.
I personally feel like every 20-something-year-old out there needs a Chime card. It's a great way to build credit history with your own money that you're actually earning, and you get rewarded every day.
And for those of us who might not be 20-something, still highly recommend it because of the no annual fees, no interest, no strings attached. And when you qualify for direct deposits, you get 1.5% cash back on eligible Chime card purchases. That's good for anyone.
It's good for everyone.
Chime is not just smarter banking. It is the most rewarding way to bank. Join the millions who are already banking fee-free today.
It just takes a few minutes to sign up. Head to chime.com/booktalk, BOOKTALK.
That's chime.com/booktalk.
Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services, a secured Chime Visa credit card, and MyPay line of credit provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. MyPay eligibility requirements apply, and credit limit ranges $20 to $500. Optional services and products may have fees or charges. See chime.com/fees info. Advertised annual percentage yield with Chime Plus status only. Otherwise, 1.00% APY applies. No min balance required. Chime card on-time payment history may have a positive impact on your credit score. Results may vary. See chime.com for details and applicable terms.
Okay, another side story quest. You know Mr. Beast?
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently he started his own chocolate line. And so he was doing this interview with this other podcast that I like. And it's this other podcast. He just likes to interview millionaires or successful business people or very interested in people. And this podcaster was interviewing him. They were talking about sustainable goods, sustainable chocolate. And Mr. Beast said that he was originally getting his cocoa from Peru. And there's no really any kind of issues there. But then at a certain point, they start scaling up and they're like, oh, you actually have to go to, I'm so sorry, I can't remember what country, but a country in Africa, and saying like, you actually have to go there. And so he starts looking into it and he was like, hey, so like 42% of the people making this chocolate are children. This is child labor. And that's not just a casual number. That's roughly around 5 million children doing child labor. And so he asked one of the supplier, like just talking to one of the big chains, right? The big popular chocolate brands. He doesn't mention them. And he's like, so like, what's the, like, is there a way to do this without child labor, and they're like, it kind of is what it is.
Mm.
So I then had to sit there and think about, oh, the chocolate that I could be enjoying is probably being made by child labor. And I am now no better or no different from Elias, who can sit here and think, wow, that is really wrong. I hate that they're doing that. And then go and eat a Hershey's bar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. Damn it. Now
I know. I'm sorry I ruined it for all.
You really ruined chocolate for me, damn it.
No, we have to just find the one that the good ones. I mean, or we go to Mr. Beast. Apparently, his chocolate is pretty good.
Right, but even that is not enough, right? And this is the spiral I get into when I think about this stuff, which is I am one person. I can make a choice. But if the, 350 million other people around me don't make the same choice,
what's the point of it? That's how I feel about Amazon.
Yeah. That too.
What am I doing? It is hard. Like, where is it? But then that comes down to the question of morality. Where is the line that we ourselves will draw of saying, you know what? This is not okay. This is something that we have to actively say, I choose to fight against it. And, even in today, November 18th, where Senate and Congress voted to release the Epstein files, right? And the amount of people the discourse I've seen online, it's like, well, there might be Democrats and they're good. Get rid of them. I don't give a fuck. Get rid of all of them. But so it's like, what are the little, these little things that we could be doing, like the little things of people constantly calling their senators, their congressmen, of voting, threatening to say, hey, I'm going to vote you the fuck out if you don't do this. If there's enough of us, we can do little things, but then are we going to change the chocolate industry? So actually Mr. Beast is working towards becoming $1 billion chocolate company to prove to them that you can be sustainable in chocolate without child labor. So if you want to be a good person, apparently we buy Mr. Beast chocolate?
Yeah, but I thought he's problematic.
I thought so too.
I'm so confused.
I don't know. But that's what this book does to you, is
it makes you question all your life choices.
I mean, think of it this way. You and your fiance chose lab-grown diamonds. And stunning, gorgeous. No children were harmed in the making. Blood diamonds. It's a real, sustainable diamonds. All of it is very real. And
everyone who sees my ring is in shock and awe of it. They cannot tell the difference.
And diamonds aren't even valuable. The people who own the diamond mines actually only allow a certain amount of diamonds being mined a year. They're actually very common and are only valuable because of what they allow in the market. Ruby's more valuable.
Well, and it's
more rare
because we ascribe value to it. It's like us ascribing value to pieces of metal and dollar bills. These things don't actually have value unless society agrees that they have value.
Just like the society agreed that the scholars don't have value.
It's a great way to bring it back. Great way.
Thank you. But I mean, talk about the fact that this book is inspiring us to have a spiral morality conversation, right? The kind of conversation that we sit here and just think about well, can I even live this world and not contribute to harm in some way or another? That's what Elias is going through. How is it that when you're born into a shit world, you are automatically contributing to the continued shit and hurting others just by existing in the world you were born in?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to sit on that.
Yeah, but that is the world we live in, and that is the world Elias lives in. And quite frankly, Laia too, she was a free woman. She was born free. And Elias comments on that frequently, that you walk like a free person. Nobody will believe that you're a slave. Keenan says that too. And she wasn't doing anything until it became personal, until it was about her brother, which is the case for a lot of people, myself included. And I think we talked about this in a different, I forget, maybe it was Alchemized or something else. People don't pay attention until it hits too close to home.
Yep. And for Laia's situation, it was literally her home. And that's where it's interesting because that means she kind of starts the book off the same way that Elias did, but she ends up being a few steps ahead where she was living this life of pacifism, right? She's not making any changes. Her parents hid her from the rebels, right? Her brother made a choice to help. Her brother made a choice to go do something and, find a different method and different way of going about things. But I think he even wasn't even actually, he did it, right? He didn't actually help the rebels. He didn't make a choice. I take it all back. He didn't do shit. He just wanted to draw.
So he began to learn what no other person outside of the martial race, if race is the right word, knew, which is how to make steel, because their steel is unbreakable. Their weapons are unbreakable. And that's the only reason why the martials have risen into power, become this empire. And Tulaman is willing to teach him. So Darin, who knows what his intentions were? My understanding of Tulaman's intentions, though, were I've given this knowledge to a scholar in order to help the scholar people. It was always his intention that by giving away this knowledge, they could fight for their freedom.
And is that even enough? You're saying, I will give my knowledge to this one person. There you go.
Who is then captured.
Yeah.
Right. And imprisoned.
Yeah. No one is good here. And Laia is the closest thing to good, right? But she didn't get involved until her own family was involved. Yes.
I think Lizzie is the closest person to good.
No, she's so innocent and pure. Remind me, how does she end? She's alive at the end of this book.
She is alive at the end of this book. Laia gives Lizzie her place on the boat that Keenan was trying to smuggle her out.
Yep.
So she gets out of the city.
Yep. I want the best for her. Lizzie's just a sweetheart. She's pure. No one touch her. Leave her alone. I hope we never hear from her again. And I hope we see her. And the only thing we hear is in the epilogue. And it's like, wow, Lizzie's really thrived. Thank God we left her. No, Amy, don't give me that face. No. Is she still alive? No. No, seriously? Seriously?
That's where I left off.
She dies? Oh, no. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I couldn't hold that pain back. I'm sorry. It's too painful.
That was really bad.
Yeah.
That sucked.
Yeah.
Damn it, Sabaa.
She's so good at what she does.
All right. I'm sorry. I just need a process.
But back to what we were saying earlier, nobody is good except poor Lizzie. Rest in peace. Rest in power. Everyone is forced to choose. Like, there's only so long you can go without having to choose, I think is what the message comes down to in this story for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think sometimes you have books that approach that concept as quote unquote destiny, where people are destined to do something. And this book is specifically forcing the character to choose. So it's not a matter that a choice finds them. It's you are being pressure cooked so much that you need to shut up and make a choice right now.
Right. Right. And that's really, I loved that aspect of it because you see it in the augurs and how they're really upset with Elias for not choosing to be emperor.
Yeah.
And
the augurs freaked me out.
I don't know how I feel about them. They're questionable because they do come across as benevolent, but then they just come across by the end as manipulative.
I worry I would have fallen into their traps very quickly, and just been like, yeah, all right, stab who? I'm all right.
Right. I mean, Helene fell into their trap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I did appreciate the fact that by the end of the story, you realize Elias has a choice and he makes the choice that the augurs are like, well, that wasn't what you were supposed to do.
I know. So, you made the wrong choice, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're aware of, what the options are. So there are contingencies on our side too. But it's nice to know, especially as the series progresses, that maybe Elias's destiny especially is uncertain. Laya's destiny is uncertain. And, they end the story with basically saying each of these individuals are an ember in the ashes, meaning that they could spark the fire back to life potentially. Like something could still catch fire. I think that's actually a beautiful image of what a pacifist could be.
Yeah.
Right? They could be an ember.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just about, is the wind going to blow the right way? Is the kindling going to show up on time?
It really, when you think about when this was published, 2015, probably, started writing in 2014, around that time, it really is giving me the vibes of go out and vote. Like pacifists, the ones who think, oh, I don't like either person who's running. No one likes either person who's running, but clearly one person's worse. You gotta your vote counts. Like, pacifists, and the fact that they have the potential of being an ember, of making, being that one spark that can have something go one way or another. I mean, you look at some of these past elections and it came down to towns, and votes were like literal numbers. Like every vote counted. And that's what, I feel like when you think about the time of when this happened, and it was gearing up towards the 2016 election where we all know who was voted in then, I feel like I could see some of these metaphorical themes in there.
Yeah.
Shall we go to the comments?
Yes, let's do it. I think because it is an older book, we did not get as many comments as we normally do.
I also had a bunch of other things in stories before we got to this one.
Fair.
All right. Shall we read positive?
Yes.
Kolazar says, finally, an FMC that isn't annoying. Also, the fantasy elements were so different and cool. Yeah. I enjoyed the combination of folklore and original takes.
Yeah, I do too, for sure. Jillian says something similar. First, they say everything. Then they say the Middle Eastern / North African mythology informing the magic systems was a favorite. They also say, really love a different world from the typical fantasy Eurocentric settings. And the scary bad guy was a woman, a blonde, white woman. And the FMC is a woman of color.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, thinking back to that time, it just wasn't done. Right?
Yeah.
Not to the extent that it should have,
Agreed.
It's still not done to the extent that it should be, but it was rare.
Yeah. And I'm going to put this down. Talk about a group of pacifists who will not stand up and do the right thing. And that can be grouped to the blonde white women's, brunette white women's too, but the general consensus of white women. And I really don't want people to be like, wait a minute, that's not me. Question, how are we making room for other women of color? How are we making space for trans women? How are we going and doing our part of opening this area of life and it's not even taking center stage. It's just making room. There's enough room for all of us. And that's what I mean about those 2016 votes, where it's like, a lot of people who voted for Trump first time around and the second time around were white women. And it's like, you're not thinking about others. So when you have the commandant, a white blonde woman, I understand that entirely, because what is some of the most harmful things that people can do is pacifism. And that's not making a change or making space for the people who need the support.
Well said.
Thank you. I recorded a video yesterday, a specific video for TikTok, and it was just like me popping off on someone being like, romantasy girlies aren't great. And then of course I end on like, hey, you don't need to expand your horizons. If you're going to expand your horizons, expand to authors who are women of color, on queer authors. And then Wait, I totally forgot what my point was going to be because I had a funny point and now that just floated out of my head. No.
You've just been popping off.
I got into an argument with my boss earlier today too.
And I am not necessarily the person that is comfortable doing those things in a public manner.
Yeah.
So I continue to hold my breath, but I'm glad you said the things that you said.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is one of those things where one thing that with all the Rowan backlash that we got when I was like, no, it's not okay that he punched her, is that is the most heat we've received online in comments from listeners. That is the most that people have been like, you are not just wrong. I mean, this part isn't from listeners. This is just from random people online. You're not just wrong, but you are
a fake
horribly
feminist.
Wrong. A fake feminist. Yeah, being called a fake fucking feminist. And I kind of had to take this moment of, if this is the hill I die on,
I'm okay
with it. Yeah, if this is the thing that the internet has turned on me, is me not liking a man punching a woman in a story, I'm okay with it. And that's the same way that I feel about like vocalizing of if a listener responds saying, hey, how dare you say that me as a white woman needs to make room for other women in the space. Okay, be pissed off. Like, that's the hill I'm willing to die on. Like, it's, if I'm trying to make room for other people, that's fine. I'm okay with it. So that's why I'm being vocal, and I'm feeling spicy today. So more reasons.
It's a new year, new me, and I am hitting my 10,000 steps every day with Vionics.
Ooh, are you?
It's part of my fitness journey. I luckily have a walking pad, and my Vionics are so stylish I can wear them to work and feel comfortable walking in them all day. My brown suede Uptown sneakers are so cute, and they go with jeans, trousers, skirts, anything I want to wear to the office, they go with them.
Get those steps, get that fashion. Vionics' exclusive VioMotion technology is what sets them apart. They began by revolutionizing medical orthotics, and today they continue to use that science to engineer shoes that leave you feeling energized and confident in Amy hitting her 10,000 steps a day.
They offer a 30-day guarantee, so you can wear them, love them, or return them for a full refund.
I have the VI Very Intelligent Dress Ramona, and those are some of the comfiest heels I have. It's a pump that balances the polished looks, but I've got arch support. I can stand in those bad boys.
You could probably run in them too.
You know what? I should test that.
Use code BookTok at checkout for 15% off your entire order at VionicShoes.com when you log into your account. It's a one-time use only, so get all the styles.
That's BookTok, BookTalk, at checkout for 15% off your entire order at VionicShoes.com. One-time use only. Vionic Shoes. Wearable well-being for your feet. Here's the thing about New Year's resolutions. Nearly 80% fail by February. And it's not because people lack willpower, it's because they lack data.
Things like leptin resistance, thyroid dysfunction, chronic inflammation, or hormone imbalances, these hidden issues can derail even your best efforts to get healthier or feel better when you realize what's going on.
This year, my focus is really getting my blood work in line, especially when it comes to heart health. That's been a big issue for me, and I know I need to go back and get tested in April. That's exactly why I chose Function. It's the only health platform giving you access to over 160 biomarkers, covering everything from hormones and metabolism to heart health, inflammation, stress markers, and toxins.
You can even add MRI and chest CT imaging, and it's all tracked in one secure place over time. It's the kind of comprehensive view of your health that most people never get to access.
There's a reason why top health leaders are all behind Function. When you stop guessing and start measuring, everything changes. Your health goals actually have a foundation to build on. So this year, don't rely on guesswork, get your data, track what matters, and make resolutions based on your biology.
Own your health for $365 a year. That's $1 a day. Learn more and join using our link. Visit functionhealth.com/booktalk or use the code BookTalk25, that's BookTalk25, for a $25 credit toward your membership.
Jess sent an email, a DM. Would you like to read the DM? Because she in particular has been asking for this book, and I'm not exaggerating. Well, maybe I am. Years.
Let me pull her up.
Jessie.
All right. Oh my God. It's happening. Okay. Gathering my thoughts.
So long. Okay. I just saw. Okay. Go for it.
I love this book and series so much that I'm almost not sure where to start. The world building is so rich and brings in Middle Eastern lore that made this book really stand out to me when I first read the series. The trials are all deeply impactful as well. They are not just feats of strength or valor, but are a vital element to the arcs and character growth as well. Each character is so unique and brings so much depth to the storyline. They are forever seared on my heart. I think Sabaa's writing is incredibly rich, and she paints such a vivid world with her words. I highly encourage everyone to consider reading the full series. It feels similar to Throne of Glass in that so much of the journey that the characters go on is set up in the first book, but is also entirely unexpected. The series is an incredible commentary on oppression and colonization, as well as the far-reaching and devastating impact that war and generational trauma can have on different cultures and societies. Laia and Elias are obviously favorites from the first book, but so many other characters go on such meaningful journeys as well. My youngest is named Bryce Helene after our favorite Starborn Queen and Helene Aquila from Ember. Loyal to the end. I got goosebumps.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Aw.
Well, Jessie, that just makes me more mad that I haven't finished the series.
It makes me relieved knowing that Helene doesn't end up evil. So unless she was like, let's balance this, Okay, this is from Hannah. It's been forever, but I love this story. Classic tropes, and it honestly just gets better from what I remember. The mask concept has a lot of nice layers to it. Sabaa is also awesome. Now that you're doing this one, I will have to reread after I finish the newest Bridge Kingdom. The metaphors of the mask, of the layers of him being able to remove his mask.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go to the metaphorical route, it's like so obvious where it's like, it's the mask you put on in front of others, but inside you have these different thoughts. Like,
yeah. And you know what? That's what I like about it is even though the image is very on the nose, the mask still has a purpose, right? There is societal purpose in the mask. There's societal significance in the mask. It's not just a mask he wears for fun.
Yeah.
Right. And the fact that these individuals are called masks, like there's weight to the mask that is beyond the symbolic significance. And that to me is why it works.
Yeah. I mean, and the fact that it doesn't glue onto his face, and then it's symbolism that's very on the nose, but great.
And it's also silver. So it continues to enforce the idea of oppression against the oppression of a certain type of people against another type of people. Yeah. Right?
Yep. It's great. Okay. I'm going to read the next from Jessica.
Hers is not related to that.
I know. I'm going to read from Jessica, and that is, I want fancy butter and bathrobes. What? All right, let's read some negatives. What speaks volumes is that we have a really good chunk of positives, but we only have 4 negatives. Allow me to read these. I'll read all 4.
Okay.
The first one, that it wasn't a longer series. The second, nothing. My sweet baby Elias is perfect. The third one, I think if I have any criticism, is that the romance between Elias and Laia felt a little lackluster. And even that is like part of like the journey I can totally see, unless it stays that way throughout the whole thing. And then the last criticism is that it ended and I can't read it for the first time again. I don't think we've ever had a book that has this many positive reviews on it.
Like the ratio of positive to negative.
Yeah. And I think that I would argue that none of that was negative. It was like, well, if you're making me choose something.
Yeah. And by the way, more than 500 people have seen this.
The story?
The story. So it's like, if there was opportunity for more than just 4 people to say bad things.
Yeah. Normally we get thousands, but like I said, there was sample size is smaller this time. Hold on. I wanted to see what someone on Goodreads might say because it's just so good. And I don't want to read it just a negative review just for the sake of reading a negative review. It has a 4.27 overall. Damn.
With over 342,000 ratings.
All right. This one has a 2-star. Starts out so good, but goes downhill when a guy whacks a couple of cyclopental drops into his eyes and is suddenly unrecognizable even to those who know him. When did that happen?
Oh, it's at the festival.
Oh, I'm no 80s investment banker, but I have in the past partaken in certain... Okay, so they didn't like that they have eye drops that change the way that people viewed them.
Whoever this is did not find the festival scene believable. And I understand that. It was a little stretched, but I was willing to be stretched.
I'm always willing. What did your German friends
Warm Ockfelling.
Only our German listeners can crack that.
Well, it's a shame that our intern is in Germany.
Love you, James. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, none of the things that I'm reading on here are points that I could say, oh, okay, like I can kind of see like the, Elias and Lia's love. Well, I kind of like that I didn't know who's who. Like, who is it going to be, right? Like, I liked that I wasn't sure where their love story was going to go. Where I'm like, am I rooting for you? Am I not? That was part of the charm for me.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm happy to conclude it there. I have no notes other than the excessive amount of notes we've discussed.
Yeah. It's interesting. I have found like a 2-star rating of this where someone's like, it's boring, it's mediocre, there's nothing groundbreaking. I think that maybe you missed the point of the book.
It's so funny. You guys can't see it, but Amy looks like genuinely almost concerned. Like just kind of like, oh my God. I'm so sorry. Are you dumb?
Yeah, all in all, it's not terrible, but it's also not knock your socks off amazing. Nothing was supposed to knock your socks off.
The subtlety was the key of this book and how unsubtle it was too.
Yeah. This is the kind of book that can be enjoyed on multiple levels. And that is what I appreciate about this book. And if you didn't appreciate this book, I read it at a level that I enjoyed. And maybe that level is different from the level you read it. And it's not about vertical levels. It's just planes of existence. There's so many ways to enjoy a book that if you didn't enjoy it the first time you read it, maybe you need to look at the book in a different light.
If there's anything that anyone who's been ongoing listener, consistent listener, right? If this is the first time you've heard us, hi. Trust me when I say that there have been books in the past that, what is it? The one that Holly Black. The Cruel Prince. It took me 3 or 4 times to finish that book and I wasn't a fan. And then we read it for the podcast and I had to think about it in a certain way. And I am now like, let's buy the whole special edition of it. Love that book. Fan-freaking-tastic. And there's been so many times that we've read books for this podcast that I've been like, I am just not in the right mindset for this. I feel bad for the book. And I think that we read this right after Alchemized. Maybe that helped set it up for us in a way, right? Like we were already in this dark mindset of morality and the questions of morality, right? Was, Alchemized, the characters there, were they good or bad for what they did and didn't do? And that theme kind of carries on over here. And maybe that's what made us ready to tackle these themes. Like I said, I be feeling spicy today. I'm ready to take anyone on. So I was like ready for this book and everything. So different planes of existence, come back to it. I think this is one of those books that if you didn't, no one has to like a book. Like we're all allowed our own opinions. But if you ever read this book and you're just like, I don't get what people are saying, give it a beat, come back at a different time.
I just had another thought about pacifism. Even the augurs are pacifists.
Oh yeah.
And they know everything.
Oh,
Sorry. I just got chills.
Wait, what does that say about, because if the augurs are almost religious godlike creatures, right? Like they are the ones they're the fates, they're the ones controlling everything. And even the augurs are pacifists at the expense of people hurting in pain. And we don't know at this point what their goals are. Are they trying to eliminate everything here? Are they trying to like take it, like make it the world a better place? We don't know. They're not sharing shit. And their name is confusing to me because I kept being like, she's saying ogres in a weird way.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Talk about how complicit everybody is in perpetuating a system that just makes everybody suffer. Even the ruling people, the ruling class, make their children suffer just so that they can continue to oppress others, I mean. Whew. Wow.
Great book. I can't wait for us to hang up and send each other special editions of this. Who do you think, Amy, is going to buy a special edition tonight?
I don't know. I just saw that the special edition of the Cruel Prince series that I want is cheaper. Whoa. And that's hundreds of dollars. So I'm tempted on that one right now.
I am almost done. Not almost. I'm like a good chunk into finishing Silver Elite. And I was like, I like this book. I forget. Like, I don't know why people are harsh into it. And then I remembered that I bought the Fairy Loot edition. And it hasn't been sent to me yet, but I can't wait.
I'm excited for you.
I miss more books. And I say this surrounded by books.
You miss the high of receiving a new book.
Oh, I live for that high. You know what? You know what's great though? Is that there, the special UK edition of Quicksilver that I bought that they only ran 1,500 and then that was it there. And I had to send, they weren't selling it to people in the US exclusive. US people, you don't get it. It was like UK and a few other countries. And I have Sam, shout out, love you, girl. She is one of my other best friends and she lives in Bristol. And I was like, can I send this to you? They sent it to me. Actually, they sent me two. It will be Amy's. Yeah, she can't ship it to me right now because of horrible reasons. But once it's coming to you. But they're doing one for Brimstone.
I was going to say they're doing one for Brimstone. Sam.
Yeah, Sam. So I'm going to have it shipped there. Do you want one also?
Yes.
The best part is I can go pick it up next year when I'm there next year. Well, no, by the time this comes up, it'll be later this year. So really...
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm so close. I'm just a few months away. This time's weird and it's a weird construct.
Yeah. I've always thought of time as a ball of yarn that's just been mixed up really badly.
And that keeps getting knocked around with a cat. And everyone's like, stop it. I don't want to be on this timeline.
Exactly. But it's not a line. It's not a straight line.
I mean, that's where, time is a construct. We're just living in the Matrix. So let's all stop being fucking pacifists. And it's better to be spicy and speak up for what's right than doing nothing at all. And if you ever have to ask yourself what is right, you have to ask yourself, is someone hurting? Is what we're doing hurting a particular group?
Even when it's not hurting us.
Yeah. Because I think it's very easy for people to be like, everyone thinks they're right. And it's like, yeah, but if what you're choosing is putting others down and hurting them, I think it's fair to say that that is not the right option.
And if you're afraid you're a pacifist, I mean, I have lived my life in pacificity.
Look, Amy's unpacking a lot of religious trauma right now. Okay. Can't wait for for that book that you ever decide to write.
I know.
And because that's going to one day be a coming. And I'll be excited to whenever that comes along.
I just,
you okay there? Did you have a flashback to your entire life?
I had a moment of like, shit, I need to start writing things. Maybe I need to do Storyworth just so I can write things down for my future memoir.
That's actually kind of genius. Oh my God. Wait, and we have a promo code. I don't know when this comes out. But this will be after but like go back to one of the older episodes and you can listen to the promo code.
Yeah, this episode's coming out at like the end of January. The promo code
Aquarius season. Yeah.
Aquarius season. The promo code I think is in
one
December.
One of our December episodes. We have a promo code for Storybook. You should seriously come up with your storybook and then you write out your own questions and then you just do that weekly.
And I can do audio for it.
And then you send it to your parents.
Mom, Dad, look what you did to me.
Look, I got something for you. Send it to your whole family for Christmas next year.
Oh my God.
Let's all choose violence.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Book Talk for Book Talk with Jack and Amy. Stick around for a special episode this Thursday. Next week, we will be discussing Silver Elite by Danny Francis.
If you're enjoying the show, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. It really helps other readers find us. And of course, we'd love to hear what you thought of today's episode. Share your comments through our forum at booktalkforbooktalk.com, and we might feature your feedback in a future mini episode or in a Patreon exclusive episode. If you would like to submit your takes on any of the books we plan to discuss later this Aquarius season, please be sure to follow us on Instagram, where we ask for listener thoughts and submissions.
For merch and more ways to support the show, head to booktalkforbooktalk.com. You can also follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at the handle BookTalk for BookTalk. And don't forget to join us by subscribing to the subtextsocietyjournal.substack.com to get more insights into the romantasy and romance world. Bye.
I had to face some serious health realizations last year. I knew I had to lose weight. And after spending 4 months with a nutritionist and only losing a single pound, I knew I needed the help. And that's why I started taking a GLP-1.
There's so many different services that help you get access to GLP-1s. Honestly, the easiest one I've used so far is Brello.
It's already hard enough having to focus on getting your protein, making sure you work out enough. The last thing I need to stress about is getting my GLP-1, and Brello makes the whole experience way easier.
Brello also offers provider guidance the whole way through your journey, which guarantees that you're going to have the support you need throughout the whole process. They even give you access to a private online community so that you can talk to others who are going through the same experience, who can support you and keep you accountable.
I really appreciate that Brello is so upfront with their pricing, and the fact that their GLP-1 plans start as low as $133 per month with a 3-month commitment. I really wish I knew that when I started this journey.
I would have saved so much money if I had just started with Brello. Go to BrelloHealth.com today to see if you qualify. Use the promo code BookTalk at checkout to get your first 3 months for $133 per month. That's BrelloHealth.com, promo code BookTalk, BookTalk.
All patients must meet with a healthcare provider prior to any medication being prescribed or dispensed. Any medications ultimately dispensed to a patient will be done pursuant to a valid prescription from a healthcare provider. Compounded drug products are not FDA approved. FDA does not evaluate compounded products for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Compounded medications are not reviewed or verified by the FDA for safety, effectiveness, or quality, and are not FDA approved. Not available in all 50 states.
I firmly believe in new year, new me, and that requires a wardrobe change.
It's actually cold in California. I am so excited because Quince has all of our staples covered. From soft Mongolian cashmere sweaters that feel like designer pieces without the markup, to 100% silk tops and skirts for easy dressing up, to perfectly cut denims for everyday wear.
I purposefully gave my partner my wool coat so I can get a Quince Italian wool coat because they are gorgeous. They're beautifully tailored, they're soft to the touch, and they're built to last years, not just one season.
That's because the quality shows in every detail. You can seriously tell with the stitch, with the fit, with the fabric. Every piece is thoughtfully designed.
Like everything from Quince, each piece is made with premium materials in ethical, trusted factories, which I love. Each piece is priced far below the cost of other luxury brands.
Refresh your wardrobe with Quince. Don't wait. Go to quince.com/booktalk for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada.
That's QUINCE.com/booktalk, BOOKTALK, to get free shipping and 365 days returns. One of the things that was really hard to learn about banking as a young 20-something was how to avoid overdraft fees and building enough credit to actually have a credit card. There are so many ways Chime is making banking stress-free. They don't charge you fees for banking with them, and they provide you overdraft coverage. And on top of that, you can build credit without the worry about a regular credit card.
There's a reason why Chime is rated 5 stars by USA Today for customer service, because they offer real humans 24/7. I can't tell you the amount of times I have called my bank crying because I cannot stop talking to the robot who cannot help me.
I personally feel like every 20-something-year-old out there needs a Chime card. It's a great way to build credit history with your own money that you're actually earning, and you get rewarded every day.
And for those of us who might not be 20-something, still highly recommend it because of the no annual fees, no interest, no strings attached. And when you qualify for direct deposits, you get 1.5% cash back on eligible Chime card purchases. That's good for anyone.
It's good for everyone.
Chime is not just smarter banking. It is the most rewarding way to bank. Join the millions who are already banking fee-free today.
It just takes a few minutes to sign up. Head to chime.com/booktalk, BOOKTALK.
That's chime.com/booktalk.
Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services, a secured Chime Visa credit card, and MyPay line of credit provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. MyPay eligibility requirements apply, and credit limit ranges $20 to $500. Optional services and products may have fees or charges. See chime.com/fees info. Advertised annual percentage yield with Chime Plus status only. Otherwise, 1.00% APY applies. No min balance required. Chime card on-time payment history may have a positive impact on your credit score. Results may vary. See chime.com for details and applicable terms.